So you can make your own landing page here. So I showed you the sign up form, but maybe you want like a full-blown landing page that looks a little bit better. You can sell products on here. You can offer services. You can have scheduling and appointments. It's really a full-blown website builder now, all included in Mailchimp. So let's go and start off by setting up our website. So we're going to set up our site. We're going to name it. Let's just call this Santrel Media Email. I don't know. That's not what I would recommend calling it, but that's what I'm going to call this one, just so we can kind of distinguish what this is. So welcome to your new website builder. We could take a quick tour. You don't actually need to do that. I promise I'll show you everything you need right now. So let's click on skip. And we have, first of all, one page by default. We can add other pages. Maybe if you want an about me page, you want a contact page, you want like a refund policy page, return policy, you can add some other pages. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's edit the first page here. Or actually, before we even do that, let's look at the high level stuff. Of course, if you want a cookie banner, if you're like collecting cookies, you can enable that and make people like accept that, or just, you could just show that. You could say accept cookies or not accept. You could just tell them that, right? That's something that obviously check with your attorney if you need that. Every website's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to leave that off for right now. We have styles then. You can choose the colors. So we've got this cool color palette, even though there's very warm colors on there. But you could change it to like vibrant or playful or hot dog food truck if you wanted that vibe. Or you could just obviously create a new palette based on your logos. That's probably what most people would go about doing. So I'm going to go with balanced. Actually, cool looked pretty good. Let's go with cool. So now let's go back. We can change the text pairing as well. A website will have multiple different fonts. They'll have like their heading font and then their paragraph font. And that's going to be usually a pairing of fonts that, in my opinion, these all look pretty good together, but I'm going to leave it with the one that it currently is. Let's go back. We can click on pages and we can add other pages right here, or we can add links as well to our navigation on the top. But let's go and actually edit the first page. So this is going to be a pretty familiar editor. This is called a section layout. Very common. Many website builders use this. And so everything between these kind of teal bars is one section. So you can see this whole thing right here is all one section. These sections are kind of big, so it's hard to really demonstrate that. But everything here, here's a small section. This is all one section right here. This is all one section down here. And so you can change the background on one section. So for this one right here, if I just click on edit section, I could go and change the background to like purple, for example. And now this whole thing is just, that's how you would edit the section. You can also move them up and down. So let's move this one down. Maybe it looks good right there. And you can change the layout of it as well and say, hey, maybe if I want a button in there, I can add this layout here. So let's go back and close out of that. And of course, if you don't like it, you could also just delete that by clicking the little delete button, or like I said, you can edit that section. So let's go down and see if we wanted to customize anything in here. So let's say we wanted to change the text. You can click on that. Of course, edit the text. You can make things bold. You can change a lot of things. Change if it's heading 2, heading 1, heading 4, whatever. And we've got our paragraph text there as well. Buttons, of course, if you click on them, click on the little link button, you can choose where the button is actually going to go to. It can go to a certain page on this website, maybe a home page, for example. We'll save. Of course, it's going to redirect to this same page. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you get the idea how we would go about editing that. Additionally, you can change the size and layout of things. So if we want to crop this image in a little bit, we can do that. And this section, of course, has 2 different columns. So let's go and add another section, kind of demonstrate this a little bit more cleanly of what's going on here. So let's click on the little plus icon. We'll add a section. And this section, we could choose from a lot of different kind of pre-made formats. We can look at some intro sections. We could look at some text and image sections. You could do side by side, top and bottom. We can look at like a video section. This could just be, hey, if you just want a video with some text, maybe you want the video on the left side, the right side. This is how you choose your layout just by clicking on that section. It drops it in there, and you can click on any element and choose what is going to be. So if I just want to drop in like a video that I put on a channel recently, I'll say save. It'll add that video in there, and boom, you got a YouTube video embedded on your website. Very easy to do. This is probably one of the easiest website builders I've seen, and probably one of the most important things we could add here is going to be, of course, the sign up form. So if we click on plus, we can add a section. We could say subscribe, and we could add maybe this one right here, and then we could choose this whole section. We can require a lot of different things: first name, phone number, birthday, how did you hear about us? And so this is our sign up form. Remember, we made earlier in this video. It's all going to be right here, and we could require certain things. So first name, maybe your birthday, things like that are required. And now we can go back. So now this is going to be your sign up form embedded in your website. And the beauty of using Mailchimp for this is that not only do we have a website that works well, but it's also very seamless. Everything's made here through Mailchimp. So you don't have to worry about any kind of APIs changing or any links breaking. Like, it's all embedded. Mailchimp's definitely making sure that this is absolutely going to work every single time somebody uses it. So we can click on preview then. It'll show us our website. I highly recommend, most people don't see this little button right here. Check out what it looks like on a phone. So you can see right here, this looks really bad on mobile. You want to make sure you're changing that. That doesn't look good. But otherwise, everything else seems to look pretty decent, pretty okay. A lot of visitors. Most of my websites, I would say about half to maybe 60, 65% on some websites are coming from mobile. It's incredibly popular. So you want to make sure you're optimizing not just for desktop. Let's exit the preview. We can say done. And I think you guys get the idea of how we'd go about editing that page. So now we can publish the website. We can accept and publish. And back on the website tab, you can see they give you a little bit of information about the traffic to your website, the domain for where our website actually is, santralmediaemailing.mailchimpsites.com, which we absolutely should be customizing with our own domain. So if we go down to settings, let's click on settings. We can choose, there's a lot of stuff right here. So domain, if we click on edit, of course you could upgrade and buy a domain through Mailchimp. You can also import your own from, if you buy it from like Google Domains or Squarespace or something like that. Those are actually the same thing now, but I'm going to leave it on that just for now. Again, you could just go, probably the easiest way to do this would just be to upgrade your plan and get one directly through Mailchimp. They just make it a little bit easier that way. And within settings, by the way, you can change the name of your site. We already chose that in the beginning, the site icon. So right now it's this weird little squiggly line. We don't want that. The icon is going to be on the top. So you can see the Mailchimp icon when we're on Mailchimp. If you're on Amazon, you got their little Amazon logo. It's really important that you have your logo on the browser. So definitely upgrade and add that in there if you're using a website. And if you do have an upgraded plan, obviously that's going to be, in my opinion, very important. We can also enable site tracking, and we could have a pop-up form if we wanted some type of promotion on there. If you go to edit, you can add a pop-up form, and this is going to have a pretty simple builder here. Not a whole lot going on. You're just going to have like, what do you want there? What's the color of everything going to be? Again, very basic builder on this one. But hey, this is going to maybe a great way to send out like an email offer to somebody who signs up, give them 10% off if you capture their email. So let's go back. So now there's two more things I want to show you in this video. One is going to be store, and the last one's going to be appointments, and they're actually very important. So don't skip out on the appointments one for sure. Starting off with selling, obviously you could sell through here. You could set up payments. You can personalize all the selling within here. And if you click on start your store, it'll help you kind of sell everything through Mailchimp. But what I would probably recommend instead of doing it through Mailchimp is actually just using Shopify, for example, and linking over to Shopify. We have a full free training on how to use Shopify, and I'll link it down below. It's like an hour and a half long, show you how to do everything, set up your store. Then you just connect that to Mailchimp. So you get all the benefits of Mailchimp and all of the massive benefits of using Shopify, which is going to be great for like inventory and stuff like that. If you wanted to kind of streamline it all and you just wanted to set up like a quick little 1 or 2 product selling setup through like Mailchimp, you could set up your store just like this. And then of course we have appointments, which is going to be great if you are like a restaurant, if you're a hair salon, you're anything that has like in-person appointments, or for that matter, if you have like maybe webinars or you're doing like online golf lessons, yoga classes, whatever, you can do appointments through Mailchimp and then send out emails to remind about the appointments and manage everything very easily through Mailchimp. So we can add a service here, and we could choose, maybe our service is going to be yoga class with me. It's 30 minutes. Maybe it's like $50. I don't know. I actually don't know how much a yoga class would be. I feel like 50 is too much. And you can have SMS appointment reminders as well. So let's say continue. Maybe it's a virtual thing. Could be in person, like I said, but this is going to be virtual. We can paste a link, say continue. And this could be maybe available like every single day, or you could choose when it's going to happen. We'll say continue, and it looks good. So we can publish that service on our website, and people could just say book now. They can pay us. They can sign up for that and do everything through our website. That was a lot to cover in this video. I think most people coming to Mailchimp probably won't be doing appointments in store nearly as much as email campaigns and automations, but I hope you found everything in this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment below with any questions you might have, or maybe what you plan on using Mailchimp for. And as always, I appreciate you sticking around for the duration of this video. Really, thank you for watching the whole thing. I'm Michael Bryan from Santral Media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.